Good morning. Getting a late start to today, 6:30. I've been up since, when have I been up since? 4? 4-ish? I don't even remember. Um, we had a late night last night. We were not wrapping Christmas presents. We were playing D&D. Indeed. So it was the last night with Lily here in person. So that was kind of sad, but also fun because we went super long. So we ended up doing 4.5 hours, so we normally play. So youth starts at 7:30, so we normally go from like 7:30 to like 9, and then they hang out later, and I get up and I go home and go to bed, and they stay until 10, 11, sometimes 12. But Lily had asked since it's her last time, and we kind of just started a new campaign a couple weeks ago and haven't got that far into it. If we could do a longer session, so that is what we did. So yeah, 4.5 hours, so about 7:25 to a few minutes after midnight, and then we all because it's just three of us. If you remember from yesterday, so then we ended up sleeping on the couch with the fire and all that. So I woke up this morning and I just kind of didn't really want to start the day. So yeah, both the kids were sleeping, but I was just kind of having a dad moment. So yeah, I just kind of woke up and I just kind of laid there and I don't know, I spent a couple hours just kind of praying and reflecting, and I was on my phone a little bit and stuff. I finally felt it was time to get up because it was after 6, and I told them we could all sleep in as late as possible. And I was going to start getting antsy and waking them up, and that's what I wanted to do, is wake them up and hang out with them. So I was like, I should get out of the house. So I didn't want to come over here and just kind of be alone in the sanctuary, but they were sleeping, so I might as well come over here and get things started. So I'm going to run to the gas station. Now, back to the whole idea of the normal routine. So yeah, normally I'm not up that late. Normally Brandy and Oliver are with me probably a good 85-90% of the time. So then I'd come over here and I basically just kind of work at the church. I'll pray and it's mostly like praying and that kind of stuff, maybe editing or something on my phone or whatever. And I'll be at the church for a few hours, and then I start to get anxious and antsy, and I want to like get on the road. And so I typically go and wake up whoever's not awake yet, which is typically just Judah because he's been staying up late lately. And then we get loaded up and we get on the road and we drive home. But yeah, typically I'll get up, and like I said, it's much more like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I drive to the next town, Carver's, because they actually have my favorite energy drink, the Zero Free Monster. But I don't want to drive that far today because we're going to leave here before too long. I don't know. I just don't want to drive all the way in, all the way back. So to save some time, I'm going to just go to our normal gas station, but my car is frozen, so I'm letting it defrost. The windshield is iced over. So I was like, well, let me just go back inside and start this off. So I apologize for the first 2 days. They are going to be kind of like plain vlogging 101, rudimentary, of just me like, this is our schedule. Because one, I want to establish what that schedule is. And then two, I have to get back into, like I said yesterday, but I got to get back in the flow of vlogging and be able to kind of find my voice. I think I want to do more of a Casey Neistat style, where I talk on a particular topic. So like, I'm guessing the fact that I said we play D&D for our youth group is probably going to get some red flags, and I can do a whole video about my convictions on D&D and why we play it for youth. And I can go off on different topics, and then other times there will be like, we're going to be taking Lily to San Francisco, so that's just going to be like a traditional daily vlog. We do different family trips and stuff, so it's just going to be, it is going to be what it is. We'll see at the end of the year what it turns into. So with that, it's probably not defrosted, but we're going to go anyways. I'm getting anxious. It's just down the road. Oh, and yes, I am wearing the same thing that I wore yesterday. I went to pack, and I normally way over pack, and I was like, we're going to go down there, and then we're going to get up and come right home. Like, I'm not taking extra clothes. I'm just going to wear the same thing. Like, we're going to sleep on the couch. I'm just going to literally get up and and in fact, I actually slept in this. I I almost died. No, not really, but I did just slide on these stairs. So let's come over here and use this handrail. Oh, and slowly walk down these icy stairs. And we're gonna go get something to drink. I'm thinking a Diet Mountain Dew and a White Monster. Right, a little time lapse here of me getting some steps in. I was also cleaned up that table a little bit, but yeah, just getting some steps in, and then I kind of was praying and walking and got some inspiration, and I was like, oh, I gotta hurry and write this stuff down. So got a little insight on some things I've been praying for, and the walking and praying kind of helps clear the brain. And so, yeah, that's what this next part was, is just me kind of wanting to hurry and get that down, because I felt like a literal inspiration that I needed to jot down before I forgot. And then back to a little walking. I'm gonna go to breakfast with my kids, with this being my daughter's last trip here. This will be the only time she gets to go to this restaurant. Brown Mountain has 2 restaurants, and typically me and the kids go to Blitz Creek, and this other one, it used to be like the Nine and Dine, or I don't know, it was the golf course. Brandy and I would go there. We used to have like a weekly like ministry meeting back when we were here half the week, and then that's been closed, and so it's just been Blitz Creek. And you know, me and the kids go there quite a bit, and relatively speaking. And then now we're that old, and I'm trying to get in the church real quick before we leave, where the old, what's the word I'm looking for? The old restaurant was at the golf course, now is Deadhead Cafe. And it opened up, I think, a couple months ago, but we just haven't been, because of our new schedule here, we don't eat out here a whole lot, almost at all. The only time we eat out is like when it's just me and the kids, like last night, when it's just us that come down, and sometimes we will, but we haven't a whole lot since we've been here. But they just recently announced that they're serving breakfast. And so we've never even been to the restaurant at all. And like I said, this is my daughter's last trip. I mean, I don't know about ever, because you know, like she might come down and visit and she may be here, but this is her last trip for probably ever, or a long time here, because if she comes back to visit, she'd typically be at Ely. We'll mostly go and see her, or see her at district events. So anyways, all to say, I was like, oh, well, this will be your chance to go and try it. Your one time to go and try this restaurant. So we're gonna go grab breakfast there now, and then come back. And like I said, we're taking it slow today. Normally we're getting on the road by now. Well, it's 9 something. So normally we're on the road by now. But yeah, we're gonna do that and then come back, and we're gonna clean up and hit the road. It's kind of said slow, lazy day today. Someone's been here. Nice, nice. Do they open in September? For real? It used to be.
That door had a grand opening.
So sorry.
All right, well, no worries. We thought we'd try it, because we used to come here a lot when it was the last one, and we're like, oh, we haven't been over there yet. They're doing breakfast. Let's go grab breakfast. So.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Well, you have a good one.
Store for breakfast.
All right.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
You too.
Huh? Yeah, but expected, but we should have expected it. Well, that gives you, I know I didn't record most of that, that gives you a little slice of life in rural Nevada. Is, I swear they announced they're doing breakfast now. And then we get in there and the lady acts like she doesn't know what we're talking about. She also, half the time I sound like she was the owner, and half the time it sounded like she was not the owner. So
I don't even know that.
yeah, it was interesting. So it sounds like it did not work out here. They're going back to being over there. And so you want to go to Blitz Creek, get breakfast? You want to talk off camera? Well, that is it for this episode. I end up not really vlogging anymore the rest of the day. This is just us leaving town, stopping at the gas station here in Carver's. This is where we typically stop and get some, I'll grab a drink for the road and fill up with gas. And then we headed home. And actually in tomorrow's episode, I've already recorded it. So I will go ahead and kind of explain the rest of this day in that one. Have a good day.